Hey guys, welcome to the Red Vault. It's Tolga SERT. Today we got this beautiful satanic King V, which is actually my first Jackson. If you're into Jackson guitars, especially the King V models, you probably saw this guitar on the internet. Yeah, it belongs to me. A few years ago, when I customized this guitar, I shared some pictures on the internet, which later appeared on the official Jackson Guitars page, Instagram page. Then it went viral without proper credits most of the time because it's internet. So this guitar is actually an Indian made JS32 King V, and there's nothing much to say about the specs. We got an Indian cedar body with maple neck and rosewood fretboard without binding, obviously. Later they put a binding in Chinese version of this series. Also, we got a hardtail bridge. The original version comes with two high output Jackson branded pickups. But there's a nice story about customization process of this guitar. I've had this guitar since 2009. It's my first Jackson. I used this guitar for my band's first recordings, which is also my first recording session too. So besides the mediocre quality, I always kept this guitar because of sentimental purposes. Later, 4 years ago, I decided to make this guitar look cool with hardware upgrades and some customization about cosmetics. I have to mention this before continue. I have lots of King Vs and there's a bunch of other King Vs I previously owned, but I never own a King V with reverse headstock. It's kind of rare item. Even for the Wes Borland of Limp Bizkit, there's a funny story behind this, and I believe the video is still on YouTube. You should check. Anyway, I bumped into a Japanese dinky a few years ago, and it was quite cheap for its condition. Then I purchased it. I removed its neck. Meanwhile, I sent the King V's body to customization. The neck pickup has been removed and the hole has been filled. Then later, the body was painted to metallic red. I can give you a tip if you are into this kind of customization. Filling up the hole with only wood is not enough. You have to put a veneer layer on it. If you don't do this, there will be a line. I know this because the guy didn't do that. And after a while, the border of the neck pickup was quite visible. And it still kind of bothers me, but there's nothing much to do. About the artwork, actually it's a sticker, not airbrush. I put different images together in Photoshop. Then later a friend of mine print this out into a transparent sticker. About the one and only pickup, we got this DiMarzio DP220. I didn't think too much about the pickup. I just want to trade the EMG headset from the Dinky with the different passive high output humbucker with this kind of look. I want to use neither the Jacksons nor the EMG because of the shape. I didn't care about the sound that too much. However, the sound was quite fine and slightly better than the previous. I also purchased some used black hardware instead of using the chrome ones. They were not the best, but I never had an issue about tuning or something. As a result, I had a King V with black hardware, reverse headstock. Actually, it's not reverse now, but I'll get into it. Only pickup and a much more better look. Meanwhile, I put together the remaining parts, which are a dinky body, a JS32 neck, and Jackson pickups. And I think because of the body, it sounded much better than I expected. After a while, I started to look for a warrior, because in these days I had a thing like owning all of the significant body types of Jacksons, and actually warrior was the last I need. And it was a lucky time. A friend of mine was selling his Japanese warrior, which had a bolt-on construction, and I knew his music taste. And then I asked him. After a little talk, he said he was happy with his guitar, but he was looking for a super strat shape. So first we swapped the bodies, and later I swapped the necks between the King V and Warrior. At the end of the day, I had this King V, and the Warrior took its final form after a few upgrades, but we will talk this in a different video. After this long story, let's hear the guitar. It's in C standard, obviously, with 1256 strings. You probably know the rig that I will play today. If you don't, you should check my KV1 Pro video, but simply you will hear not from the cabinet, but with Moer GE300 with an impulse response. It's nice, yeah. Obviously, it hasn't got this premium feeling, but you can record demos with it, or you can use it on rehearsal, even little stages, maybe. Let's check the guitar with a clean tone. I think those guitars have a potential, especially with minor upgrades, but still there are some bottlenecks for the JS series. Either purchasing an X series or upgrading a JS series can be logical, it depends on your needs. In example, if you have a better alternative, if you have a significantly better alternative, working on a JS series for simple satisfaction, like having a different shape of body or having a cheaper alternative to not wear out the better one, it can be good. But if you have nothing aside and the chance to afford just a bit much, chasing a used X series or even a Pro series probably will provide much more to you. Still, we can debate about the price of the custom shop versions, but I think Jackson always provides much more than the price tag on its import series. Before closing the video, don't forget to share your thoughts on the comments, like and subscribe. See ya!